watching the replay or you're just joining us, it's Friday night, live with me, Richard. That's right, I'm Richard. Hi, Caroline. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're okay. It's Friday, it's grey and cold. As you can see, I'm well wrapped up. Yeah, so cold this evening, Paul. Paul. It's not going to be long until we've got to put the heating on.
YouTube is just closed for me.
Oh dear. Hello, MJ. Welcome to this cool evening. Oh. Smudgy. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Karen. Hello, Diana. Welcome. We've made it through the week. Hello, Sonia Rose. We got to Friday intact. Hi, Vanessa. Well, the new Udi goes on later when I'm completely slobbing out on the sofa. If I wear it during the day, I feel like a slob. Yeah, I can't do things like that during the day. Or else I'd just lie down and go to sleep and sleep the rest of my life away. Yeah. Hello, Lexi. Welcome. Hello, Tammy Lynn. Yeah, I don't want to do that during the day, Paul, when I'm supposed to be active and moving around and doing things. I don't want to feel like a complete lazy slob. It's like sloppy slippers. I can't wear sloppy slippers during the day because I just can't walk properly. Makes me feel, ugh. Hi, Trandans. You are what you wear. Exactly, Paul. Good evening, Julie. Yeah, this week's been okay. In fact, I can't even remember this week. What has happened this week? What has actually happened to this week?
Q.
Well, we did Q yesterday.
It's vanished.
Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. What happened to those days? Crazy. I think it's all been work. Well, Swanage was last week. That was last week. We were back from Swanage on Saturday. So, of course, Sunday was Sunday chat.
Sunday chat!
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's just gone in a blink. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Marilyn. Karen, washing machine. Update in a minute. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Leslie. Hi, A Quietly Frugal Life. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Nettie. Tammy Lynn. It does continue. Okay, so washing machine. I realised there was something wrong a while ago, but I thought it's not getting any worse. So I think it's probably okay. It's probably always been like that. Well, I was right. As I said in my vlog, there was something wrong and it kind of started making this sort of groaning noise. And I videoed it. They came in on Tuesday. That's it, washing machine. Yeah, Tuesday.
Washing machine gate.
Yeah, and it was the same engineer. So he came in and said, let me test it. So they do a thing with their phone and it connects to the machine and it gives them an error code and blah, blah, blah. And again, the motor. So all of that happened. So I'm kind of nice, you know, I don't start shouting and going, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Keep you cool. And actually you have better success with engineers, I find. Hi, Grace. Hi, Sarah. So he went off reported it to the office like they do. And next day I get a text, and the repair is going to be happening on Friday next week. Hurrah, parts pending. So they haven't told me that the parts are out of stock, but again, it's the motor. So clearly, the motors that are being supplied are not up to scratch. So if it happens again, then I will lose my shizzle. Literally. Hi, Sally. If you are nice and well, look, guys, you know me, I'm a fairly assertive person. I've been in customer service all my life. Um, but you've also got to bear in mind that legally, the contract that I've entered into with Beko is repairs, parts, and labour for 12 months. That's what you've got to understand. So legally, that is the contract. So, yeah. Plus, I'm not going to start screaming and shouting because, frankly, that's no good for my mental health either. Hi, Claire. Well, actually, Lynn, the engineer, said to me that the machine I've got is actually really easy to work on because everything is accessible from behind the machine. And I've remembered machines in the past when we had our hot point machine that was repaired 20 times under extended warranty. Everything was accessible from the top, which made it really awkward for the engineers, but this is all accessible from behind. And I just need the machine to work like it's supposed to work. Um, you know, it's not my first time at the rodeo. That's what I'm saying. We've had machine issues with other machines in the past. So, but I like to keep my cool. I like to be nice to the engineer. It was the same engineer that came, which is, for me, great continuity. And I think they've really got that right. And the fact that they first answered me on Sunday afternoon and booked the appointment and sorted it, I think is really good service. So they just need to back that up with reliable appliances. And actually, if it goes wrong again, what I will be doing is I'll be going straight to the chief executive of the company. That's what I'll be doing. So I've got those details, and that's the approach I'll take. So yeah. Oh, you're en route to the Highlands, Claire. How lovely. Hi. Hello, 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 hello. Karen, you had your Yaris fixed under warranty on Wednesday. Didn't cost anything. Well, that's exactly how it should work. Hi, Ronnie. I hope I've not missed anybody. Yes, Tammy Lynn. He said it is usable, but the risk is that the motor goes completely during a wash, and I really don't want to have all of that. I think I'm probably going to put a small wash on over the weekend and monitor it closely. That's the best I can do. Yeah. Well, like I've said before, I think patience and staying calm is key because there are plenty of situations that I don't stay calm in. I tend to get out of my calm zone with silly things, not big things. It's the small things that I get annoyed about. Um, yeah, hey ho, we're all different, aren't we? Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Dan. Well, I'm glad it's sorted, Karen. That's great. Julka, No, it's completely balanced. I'm very careful to put balanced loads in the machine. Um, yeah, it's completely balanced. Nothing to do with the balance of the machine at all. In fact, since he put the new motor in last time, I said to Paul, the spin is really quiet, and really, really good. It's just that the motor is apparently prone to faults. He admitted that to me. So, yeah. Well, right, I wouldn't say it's a nightmare. Our hot point machine was a nightmare. That was a nightmare. That was never balanced. It was always going wrong. That was a nightmare. Yeah. I mean, if push comes to shove, um, I will get them to replace the machine. But if for any reason I get to that point where I can't take any more, I will simply dip into my savings and buy another machine. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Hi, Derek. We've got a couple of pieces left of the Manor House cake. Paul, it's a Manor House cake.
What did I put?
You find a manor cake. It's a Manor House cake. Manor Heist cake, if we say it correctly in the Queen's English. Yeah, it was a good, really good recipe. Really good recipe. You know what, Lynn? I think they're all much of a muchness. Yeah. I mean, the Samsung we had for, I think, 9 years, and it was fine. It was only until the seal went. Well, Marilyn, I hope they do a recall on it, but I think it's probably the parts more than the actual build of the machine. Actually, I find the machine really good. I said that to the engineer. It's a real shame because I really like the features on the machine. It does a good wash. Yeah, and it still does. Hello, Sally. Yeah. Well, Julka, the Beckos use a brushless motor, and apparently, since they've been using the brushless motors, these are the parts that aren't very good. So, yeah. I mean, we love cake in this house, but we shouldn't really be eating it that often. But occasionally, I think is fine. It was really good, Sally, really good. And the crackers that I did today were really brilliant, I have to say. We thoroughly enjoyed them. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have the money to be spending on high-end brands. That's why I chose Becco, because I wanted something cheap and cheerful, frankly. Lindsay, do we make Christmas cake? No, we don't make a Christmas cake. No, because we would eat it. Yeah. Hi, Jeanette. Claire, I made some plain um, crackers with some dried herbs in them and some salt. And they were very much, the texture and taste was very much like a cream cracker. Very easy to make, simple ingredients, flour, water, olive oil, bit of salt, bit of herbs. That was it, and took 10 minutes in the oven. Absolutely lovely. Oh, curry and rice, Paul. You followed my recipe. How wonderful.
Sort of.
Yeah. Oh, Derek, that happened to me once. I went to a cafe years and years and years ago when I was working as a life coach. I met a client locally in a cafe, and had a huge piece of carrot cake. I got home and I didn't collapse as such, but I just said, I remember saying to Paul, I need to lie down. I feel like I'm about to sleep. I thought, my God, I think I've just been attacked by cake. Yeah. Claire, really easy. You make a dough and you roll it out really, really thinly on some baking parchment, and then put some cuts in where you make your crackers, and just shove the whole thing in the oven, literally, with on the baking parchment. Amazing. Sorry, Jeanette, I didn't get that comment, love. Yeah. Oh, pancakes. I love a pancake. Malteser cake. What's that? It's covered in Maltesers, let me guess. Yeah, I mean, cake, love cake, but I don't like cakes that are smothered in icing and thickly layered in stuff. I like a basic sponge cake, really. I do, however, occasionally like a piece of millionaire's shortbread. Yeah, I do love a Malteser, Karen, as well. I do. Well, Nancy, I think most of the recipes are scalable. So today I mean, it kind of went into an experiment with the crackers. I think we were talking about making crackers with Vivi when we were down in Swanage. And I just remembered it today and thought, oh, crackers, I'm going to have a go. And I just thought, I'm going to make a really small amount, just what we need for our lunch. And then, I can scale it up and make a batch at a later date if I want to. So, yeah, I just did it, just whipped them up using my new Mason Cash mixing bowl, which I'm in love with. It's got its own shelf now in the kitchen. And Paul is banned from using it. Totally banned from using it, because all of the crockery that Paul touches ends up chipped. I said to him the other day, why don't you just throw all the dishes in the cupboard, Paul? He was making such a loud noise with them all. I said, just throw them all in and smash them all. Why not? Literally every piece of Denby we've got is now chipped. Whereas I gently place them in the cupboard as though my hands are wrapped in kid gloves. Oh, Caroline, chocolate fudge cake. Yeah, far too sweet. Yes, Julka, a nice Victoria sandwich cake. And a proper Victoria sandwich cake, not one that's filled with cream. A classic Victoria sponge only has a jam layer and a dusting of icing sugar on top. That's it. More, nothing less. Giant chocolate bars. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Red velvet cake. Oh, yeah. Lemon drizzle. All the cakes. Yes, Lindsay, they do come in different sizes. Mine is a number 12, which is 29 centimetres. So it's nice and big. Well, yeah, Julie. My granny used to make Christmas cakes. She used to make three, I think, one for herself, one for my Auntie Maureen, and one for my mum. And that had rock hard icing sugar on top and a marzipan layer, and then a fruit cake that was heavily doused in booze. Yeah. And she would also do a sherry trifle
Sherry
that
trifle.
always tasted like it had half a bottle of sherry in it. Yeah. Hi, Rebecca. I am cold. It's cold now. The temperature's really dropped. In fact, yesterday, Ronnie, it was warmer outside than it was in the house because we're refusing to put the heating on. Not yet, not until November. Paul, do you know how to make rhubarb grow?
Yeah, I've answered that.
Oh, have you? Good. Homemade bounty bars. I assume with desiccated coconut. Yes, Tammy Lynn, they are lovely. They're lovely bowls. I've always wanted one. I mentioned it a while ago. My friend remembered, and in fact, when we were at her house, she was showing me her mason cash bowls, and yeah, and she remembered and bought me one. It was lovely, really lovely. Yeah, Claire, it was alcoholic. It had sherry in it. Yeah. Oh, Nancy, lovely. Desecrated coconut. I think, Derek, I think we did Christmas cake once. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean at school, Paul. Did we do Christmas cake? I, I'm trying to remember whether we did Christmas cake at school. I don't know whether we did or not. I'm sure. I'm sure I made one once. Yeah. We did individual Christmas puddings on our channel a few years ago, and they were excellent.
Mum's Christmas.
Yeah, individual ones in large Denby cups. The only Denby that hasn't been chipped. Well, it's time, isn't it, Claire? It's time for puddings and big stews and pies, and it's time to put on the winter layer of fat. Can do without that. Courtney, you made courgette and carrot cookies for your dog. Oh. Panettone. Oh, we love a panettone at Christmas.
Now the new
Maybe I could make panettone in the bread maker.
bread supplier for Earth's sake makes fabulous panettone.
Well, I'm going to make one myself, Paul. I think you'll find. I'm sure the Panasonic can do it for me. Mind you, my fruit loaf was a little bit panettone-ish, wasn't it, Paul? It was. Yeah. Oh, the mouse man. Yes, of course, Lindsay. Yeah. Oh, you did it at school, Claire. Okay, I'm sure I remember doing one. Yeah, I used to love eating Christmas cake. A tagine. We've got a tagine, haven't we? Put away somewhere in the, or did we give it away?
Gave it away.
Oh, we gave it away. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't need one of those things to make a tagine, do you, Paul? Just use a normal old saucepan.
Apricots.
Well, I don't think I'll be buying that much coal. I'm trying not to do coal fires this year. The company I normally buy from have been badgering me all summer and phoning me saying, we've got an offer on. And I'm like, no, I'll just buy it when I need it because I bought too much. And we've still got a couple of bags. So I'm ready. I've got all the stuff I need if we do a fire. And we will only do a fire when it is very, very, very cold. Indeed, we'll only be putting the heating on if it's very, very, very cold, because frankly, the prices are still high. Yeah, summer has well and truly gone. Although I think the next couple of weeks are staying fairly warmish, around sort of 19 during the day. But we did have a very, very light frost on our flat roof the other day. Yeah, it was a cold morning, but we're used to it now. Oh, how interesting, Karen. Wow. Not yet, Julka. We get the chimney swept normally in October, November normally. We have our chimney sweep over. Yeah, that's Paul's job to do. I have asked him to do it.
Middle of October.
Is it booked? You haven't given me the date, Paul.
No.
No. Lynn, I guess no, it's probably about the same actually. The issue with the coal fire is pollution. That's the issue that I have because we live in a very built up area. We are allowed smokeless fuel. We are allowed to burn seasoned hardwood. But the issue I have is that I remember walking home from work and smelling a coal fire. And of course, in the winter, it's kind of pleasant to smell that. But I remember it catching my throat. And I thought, how is it for somebody with asthma or COPD or any kind of breathing issues? How is it for them having to walk the streets and breathe in particulate from a coal fire? It's not very good. So it's only going to be used on the very coldest of days. That's the only time I will. I mean, it's bad enough with all of the house's central heating systems belching out carbon monoxide and goodness knows what. That's bad enough. And of course, car fumes. And on a very still, cold morning, you can smell it in the air. So this is London, there is still pollution in the city, even though they're trying to keep it down and, have done a good job so far in reducing pollution in the atmosphere, but it's still there. So we do have to consider other people. Yeah. I mean, look, it is lovely having a coal fire, but it's also extremely wasteful because most of the heat goes up the chimney. It's interesting, isn't it? This whole thing about cold weather and heating. We've been in this house for over 20 years, and when we first moved in, everywhere was carpeted, which does help. We removed the carpets because we don't like carpets particularly, although I'm getting more and more used to the idea of having carpets in a future home because it is warmer. But we had our heating on with no problem. We could afford to have the heating on whenever we wanted. If we wanted to walk around in t-shirts with the heating on, we could because it was affordable. And then it's only in the past 3 or 4 years where it's become not particularly affordable for a 3-story Victorian detached house. If you want to get this whole house really nice and warm at 21 degrees, it takes a long time to get that hot. So we can no longer afford that now, especially with me not working in a proper job, if you like, and earning the same amount of money that I used to earn. It's simply not possible now. So that's what we've chosen. We have to wrap up. It's kind of like being kids in the 70s again. We're no strangers to that. We grew up without central heating. So, we've talked about this before. And actually, we're kind of used to it now, so that's why we're holding out until it gets really cold. No, Sarah, we have a chimney sweep. We pay to get the chimney swept. You have to. It's the safe thing to do. It's been lovely outside in the sun. Well, exactly. I mean, London became extremely smoggy. That's why it was known as the Big Smoke. Why is the thing bonging again, Paul? The clock? Have you wound up the bongs?
Oh, maybe I've wound
You've
up the
wound up the
bongs.
bongs, Paul. I thought we were winding down the bongs because they wake me at night.
Maybe I've wound the bongs. And
You've
not
wound the
the clock.
bongs. Oh, Paul, honestly. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of places around the world where the air quality is not that good. We are fortunate in Britain, um, because most of the time our air quality is okay. But there are times when it really drops and you just really notice it. Would we move to the coast? I don't know. I don't know where we're going to move to. Honestly, don't know. And there's no point in even thinking about it until we get the house on the market next year. Hi, Penny. Next year. Um, Jeanette, there's really no change in the money at the moment on YouTube, unfortunately. So we have got some little ceramic fan heaters. They're the modern fan heaters, and we use those as a top up of heat if we need it. But we don't use them for long periods of time. They'll be on for half an hour, and they have an eco setting. So you can actually set the exact temperature, and they're quite economical. They're only small, they're only about this big, but they literally cost pennies to run. So we use those, and they're very movable around the house should we need a boost of heat. And that's what we tend to do. Yeah, exactly, Penny. COPD. Um, I think with any kind of combustible stuff, we've got to consider other people. We really do. Yeah, Marilyn, kind of what we do. Yeah, and we cope. We cope. Oh yeah, Derek. Well, we've had that here, you know. Literally, it's been, I think the coldest it got was
4.2.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 4 degrees inside at the height of the cost of living crisis. Um, First thing in the morning before the heating came on. Yeah, you could see your breath. Well, yeah, we don't have air conditioning as standard in the UK because we only really have a short period of time each year that it's that hot. So, yeah. I think the problem for us is we're in a detached property and we don't benefit from anybody else's heat. So, that's why it can take so long to heat up. It's not as bad in terms of prices. It's not as bad as it was 3 years ago or 2 years ago. So we won't suffer unnecessarily, but we're just being very, very careful. I mean, if for any reason we suddenly become absolutely huge megastars here on YouTube and earn pots of money, then that heating's going back on. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Claire. Exactly. We did grow up with ice on the inside of the windows. Yeah. Lynn, we can never say definitely, definitely, can we? But we would like to downsize and also have a little bit of money in the bank for once in our lives. Oh yeah, both our parents were smokers indoors. Yeah. Sarah, the Kent coast is nice, but it's also expensive, Kent. Very expensive. Good evening, Andrea from the Cotswolds. How lovely. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the comments. We've got an electric throw, and that was gifted to us by one of you guys a few years ago. And what I do is I use it to warm the bed before we go to bed. And then I whip it off, and the bed's lovely and warm, and it warms the mattress and also the duvet. So it's lovely. Oh, you're considering a move, Claire. Lovely. Yeah, Penny, exactly. Today's been a grey day here as well, and it just looking out there, it just feels cold. But in reality, it's been warmer outside than it is indoors. Well, Leslie, look, we're I think we're pretty acclimatized to it. And also bear in mind that more often than not, during the day, we're up and down the house, we're doing stuff around the house. I was cooking earlier, I had a t-shirt on, was perfectly warm in the kitchen. So when you're on the move and doing things, it's not too bad at all. It's when you sit down and relax, you feel the cold. So we're okay, honestly. Yeah. And actually, Claire, I quite like Congleton. I think it's quite nice. I like the layout of Congleton. Lovely valley, and I've always liked Congleton. Oh no, Penny. We're just little tiny, tiny YouTubers. Poor little YouTubers. That's what we are. Yeah, cold sheets. Hi, Rhett. How long have we been together? Lindsay, we've been together for how long is it now, Paul? 30?
417 years.
417 years. No, it's 30, how many? 32?
32.
32
and a
years.
half.
Yeah. Derek, you're thinking of moving southwards when you retire. Well, yeah. Yeah, it is warmer down south, usually by a couple of degrees, but can get very stifling in the summer. My penguin will keep me warm, Leslie. I was wearing it last night, and it's just like wearing a blanket. I love it. Yeah, Caroline, that's kind of what we do. We've always got it on a timer. It comes on in the morning when it's on, for about an hour, comes on at lunchtime and then goes off, and then comes on in the evening for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And that's just about doable. Paula, Wales was kind of on our radar for quite a while. Um, but I'm not sure I could cope because we love North Wales. It's one of our favourite places. The dramatic scenery, the beautiful houses, the people, and of course, as a family, when I was a child, we holidayed in Anglesey and also near to Carnarvon, for many, many years. So we know North Wales quite well. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether Wales will still be the destination. I'm not sure whether I'm prepared for all the rain. To be honest, I don't know. Yeah, Leek, Claire. Leek is lovely, but quite high up, isn't it? Hi, Glynis. Don't worry. Paul, this is Paul's Oodie or knockoff Oodie. I'm wearing it now because he never wears it, and I love the dark blue velvet look. Well, we're getting to the stage, or it will get to the stage quite soon, Derek, where we'll be adding a quilt and a bedspread. We've already added a wool blanket. Yeah, so we like a few layers on the bed, and we need it in the winter. I'm just, I'm wondering whether we're going to get a cold winter.
We are.
Are we, Paul?
Yeah.
Because we've had, I think I was saying, when was I saying this? I can't remember, but I was saying to somebody that, or was it a post that I did? I think I mentioned that it was on coffee, that's it. And I mentioned that we've known Novembers where it's been so mild. We've been in t-shirts.
And February's.
And February's as well. And I can remember we used to have firework parties at various different friends' houses. We used to sort of alternate and we do a bonfire night party. And I would always be the one setting off the fireworks because I was taught to set fireworks off when I was a child by my granddad. In fact, in those days, we had handheld fireworks where you hold them at arm's length and they shoot out of your hand, basically. So I had no fear of setting fireworks off. So I was always the nominated person. And I can remember being in the back garden in a t-shirt setting fireworks off at the beginning of November. So, we do have mild winters, especially down south. So you never really know what you're going to get. I think we've got two of these, and we've got the long penguin one now, and Paul's got a fleece that he wears indoors as well. So I think we've got plenty now. We don't need any more. I have repaired.
We've got our old fleeces, the green and the brown I wear.
Yeah, but they're too small for both of us, Paul. We bought those like 20 years ago when we were both a lot smaller.
I look like Michelin Man.
Yeah, I think they're a bit short for me. I think you're fine, Paul. Congratulations on 26 years. Yeah, nobody's Oodie has got penguins. Mine's a one-off. I can't believe that Paul spotted that. So yeah, there we go. All this talk of cold weather and winter and Oodies making me hungry, Paul. Curry and rice, what a warmer. They're going to a secret location to try and find gold, Caroline. That's what they're doing. Ranger Dan says we'll have a cold winter, so if Ranger Dan says that, it's going to be right. Paul, he's a ranger. He knows the weather. Tindrum. Do we have a curry recipe? Yes, Lynn, we do. There are, I think, 2 or 3 on our channel now. There's the green tomato one, which is divine.
Oh, yeah.
There's the one I did a couple of weeks ago now, which was roasted squash and chickpeas. You don't have to use roasted squash and chickpeas. I actually make the curry paste separately, so you can use that for any kind of curry, as long as you use similar proportions, and it's delicious. Yeah, look them up. You're going to enjoy them.
Is there a vegetable curry?
Oh, I did a vegetable curry, didn't I? A simple vegetable, an easy vegetable curry a couple of months ago now, probably in the middle of the hot weather. Yeah. Yeah, have a good time, Claire. Enjoy it. That is one of the places I've never been to. Never been to Scotland.
Scotland!
Paul's been a few times. In fact, you stayed in a very posh place when you were working for Cliff Richard, Paul, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, you did, in a very posh hotel.
Very
I remember
posh.
that.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, many of you, Paul's worked with all the stars. All the stars. Cliff, Judy, Helen, Liza Barbara, Liza Barbara Bett. No, you have. You've worked with a number
Yeah,
of big stars.
yeah.
Helen Mirren. I was going to say Judy Finnegan, but I didn't mean that. Judi Dench, Cliff Richard, Brendan. Ow, got to move my leg. What's it? What's Brendan? Brendan Cole from Strictly. Who else have you worked with, Paul?
Redgraves, Colin, Lynn.
Lynn Redgrave, Vanessa Redgrave, Colin
Keegan
Redgrave.
Markham,
Who?
Colin's wife.
Who else have you worked with?
Oh,
You see, you should
Paul
do
Daniels.
Paul Daniels. Well, I wouldn't
Peter
admit to that.
Bowles.
Peter Bowles, Penelope Keith.
Loads.
What's her name from Good Life? You've worked with her, haven't you?
Yes, Indian Ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her
Indian
name?
Ink.
What's her name?
Uh,
Good Life. Barbara.
Barbara. Yeah.
Oh, God, why can't we think of her name? We watch them every week. Yeah. Quorn, love Quorn. Paul worked in marketing and PR in the West End for a couple of companies, including Bill Kenwright. And yeah, so when you're in marketing, you're ensuring that the show sells as well as it can. And in order for a show to sell well, everybody has to perform the show well. So very often you're liaising with people backstage, you're making sure the stars of the show, Felicity Kendall, thank you. You're making sure the stars of the show are happy and they've got everything they need because you want the show to run. That's one of the things. Some shows have limited runs that are, you know, penciled in, inked in, should I say. But some shows keep running because they're doing well and they'll keep them on, keep it going, you know. Some close within a day or a week.
One did on me and
yeah,
cost me a fortune.
One did on Paul years ago. Paul, you should do a series of Paul worked with the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just catching up. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Derek. Yeah, I said Paul. You shouldn't have said Paul Daniels. God, isn't he dead now?
He was lovely.
Was he?
Yeah. Eric Sykes. He took over from
Eric Sykes.
in School for Wives.
Yeah.
And
all of the greats.
The one from
all of the greats.
Hello, hello.
Who?
The old woman, his wife in Hello, hello.
Yeah. Hi, Anne. Oh, Ronnie, where was that on? Who was in it? Well, we're not stars, but we have worked in the industry. So, yeah. I mean, Paul more than me. I was in ticketing, you know. But we did go backstage occasionally. If I was with somebody who was doing marketing, my friend Emma, she did marketing at Ticketmaster, and she very often would drag me backstage to meet people. And I remember meeting Cheetah Rivera who was doing Kiss of the Spider Woman at the Shaftesbury Theatre in the West End. And of course, now they've made a film of that musical, which is currently being marketed with Jennifer Lopez. So I'm looking forward to seeing that because the musical on stage was brilliant. It was amazing. Saw it numerous times because we could get in for free. But yeah, I was in ticketing, so it's a little bit different. I had to make sure that we were selling enough tickets and doing well at that side of things. So I was a sales floor manager for Ticketmaster in the days of phone rooms and call centres, where you had to call somebody to buy your ticket rather than go online, you know? Yeah. Michael Crawford. Wow. Oh, you're all very kind. Oh, yeah, you did meet the Pope, didn't you, Paul?
Yeah.
He didn't bless you, though, did he? No. If he did, it didn't work. No, I've never met Julian Clare. Caroline, I'm sure Paul has.
Yeah, with Barb.
Barb Younger.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another one we know. Barb Younger. Well, I don't know Barb. You know Barb. Okay, so we're at 52 minutes. We've got 80 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a lively one this evening. Jenny Eclair. No, I've never met Jenny Eclair. I'm sure Paul has. Have you ever met Jenny Eclair, Paul?
No.
No. No. I've never, there's a number of people I've never met who I'd love to meet. I'd love to have met Ruby Wax, although I have seen her live when she was a comedian at a recording at the BBC. That was before I worked at the BBC. Yeah, Ruby Wax I'd like to meet. Joanna Lumley I'd like to meet. I'd love to meet Jennifer Saunders. Yeah, loads of people I'd like to meet, but I will never get the opportunity, so that's fine. That's fine. I'm not a name dropper like Paul is.
I think you dropped all the names this evening.
I dropped them for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about that, Claire. You're very kind, but the pipes don't work as well as they used to these days. Haven't got the range anymore. Used to be able to sing really high, but no, can't do it anymore. No, the answer is, in the words of Two Unlimited, no, 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 no. I did tread the boards when I was a child, yeah. Paul, did you mute Michael Winner?
Michael Winner.
No. Okay, so we're going to start winding up now. I just want to say thank you to all of you for joining me this evening. It's been great fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. I want to eat. I'm ready to eat, frankly. I hope it's ready, Paul.
Yeah.
Is the rice ready too?
Yeah.
Did you do it in the Instant Pot?
Yeah.
Hurrah! Instant Pot. I think there's going to be some more Instant Pot recipes coming quite soon for those of you who've got electric pressure cookers. Thank you, Sarah. Jenny Seagrave with Bill Kenwaite.
Oh.
Yeah, Paul, typos. God, honestly, terrible. You're terrible, Muriel. Maybe one day I will sing something.
Oh, you've done it now.
Maybe one day. We'll see. I'm actively making music. I do actively make music, and occasionally release little bits and pieces on my videos. So yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Ronnie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we're a singing family. We're a musical family. Can I sing Far Away? No, I'm not singing at all. I'm not singing anywhere. Chris chat, well, it'll just be Sunday chat.
Sunday chat!
At Christmas. So I'm not doing a Christmas special ever again. That took me days to put together. No, not going to do it. Seeing as we don't really celebrate Christmas anyway, so yeah. No. The one thing I can't do is write songs. I have nothing to say as a, whoa, Sarah, wow. Nothing to say lyrically. So honestly, whenever I try to write words down, it's just rubbish that comes out. So I'm not a songwriter, but I enjoy writing pieces of music. That's what I enjoy. Yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye. Let's do the top fans first. Let's look at who's got the top. And it's Leslie at number 1, Smudgy at number 2, Jeanette's number 3, Derek, you're number 4, A Quietly Frugal Life is in at number 5, Sally, one of the Sallys, is number 6, Claire, you're number 7, Glynis, number 8, Karen, number 9, and I don't know your name, Barty, number 10. There we go. That's the top 10. I'm not very good at poetry either, Caroline. I'm not a writer. I might be able to write nice things about what's happening to me or what we've done, but yeah. So yeah. Oh, please don't, Claire. Please don't. Yeah, I don't sing for less than £50,000.
That's quite a lot.
Exactly. So go fund me. Yeah, there we are. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Sunday. You took a breath then, ready. And yeah, there are a few videos out from this week. If you've not seen the cookery videos, go and have a look. Also, the recipe cards to accompany the cookery videos are out on our coffee page too. Yeah, but you sing already, Claire. You're a regular singer. Your voice is all in tune and ready. Thank you, Grace. Mine's not. I do occasionally do a few vocal exercises. So if anybody's passing my house, they might occasionally hear that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm saying goodbye. Thank you, Sally. Well, maybe, Claire, if you can come up with some good lyrics, then yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm quite good at putting a tune together, on the computer. Hey ho. Oh, Paul. Bye, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm putting the phone down first. I am now. Thank you, everybody. You've all been lovely. See you very soon. Bye for now. Bye.